There comes a moment in every journey when the world goes silent. The cheering stops, the support disappears, and all that's left is you. It's the moment when most people stop, when they hit a wall and decide it's too high, when their energy fades and their excuses grow louder, when the path gets lonely, heavy, and unbearably quiet. But not winners, because winners are built for this moment. Winners move when no one is clapping. They push when no one is watching. They fight when no one believes. This is what separates them. Not their talent, not their luck, not their resources, but their refusal to stop when the world does. Most people think success is about speed, how fast you can reach the goal, how quickly you can win. But the truth is brutal. Success doesn't belong to the fastest. It belongs to the ones who keep going the longest. While others quit, winners keep showing up. While others wait for motivation, winners move on discipline. While others need applause to stay inspired, winners walk through the silence with fire in their hearts. And this is what no one understands about greatness. It's built in the quiet seasons. In the early mornings when you feel invisible. In the late nights when no one texts to ask how you're doing. In the weeks when your effort feels pointless and the results are nowhere to be seen. Those are the moments that build champions. Because if you can move through silence, you can move through anything. This is where most people give up, not because they're weak, but because they expect progress to be loud. They expect cheers. They expect proof. Winners don't wait for proof. They become it. They move when they're tired. They move when they're unsure. They move when the world goes still, because they know what's waiting on the other side. A version of themselves that can't be broken. That's what you have to understand right now. When everything slows down, when it feels like nothing is working, when the silence gets heavy and doubt creeps in, this is not the end. This is the test. And if you can keep moving through this, you will become unstoppable. Because winners aren't chosen. They are forged in the moments when everyone else stopped. The world loves to celebrate victory, but it goes quiet during the climb. And this is where most people fall apart. In the silence, in the slow days, in the lonely hours when progress hides from sight and everything in you screams, "Why am I doing this?" That's the place where dreams die. Not in defeat, not in failure, but in the endless grind where nothing seems to change. But winners understand something powerful. The silence is where strength is born. They know that every champion has lived through seasons where no one believed, where the results were invisible, where each day felt like pushing a mountain an inch at a time. And they kept pushing anyway. This is the difference. While others quit because no one's watching, winners see that as the perfect time to rise. While others get discouraged by slow results, winners see each day as a deposit in the bank of their future. Because they know something most people don't. The grind always pays interest, just not immediately. They understand that progress hides before it shines. That growth happens in silence, beneath the surface, long before the world notices. And that's why they don't stop. Because they're not chasing applause, they're building foundations. They're building systems. They're building a version of themselves that won't break when the storm hits. Most people treat effort like a performance. If no one's clapping, they stop. If no one notices, they lose interest. If it's quiet, they assume it's pointless. But winners treat effort like oxygen. It's not optional. It's not about being seen. It's about surviving long enough to win. And this mindset, this relentless commitment, turns silence into power. While the world sleeps, winners train. While others doubt, winners build. While others hesitate, winners move forward inch by inch. And by the time the world wakes up, by the time the applause returns, by the time people start paying attention, it's already too late. Because winners didn't wait to be seen. They became undeniable in the dark. And here's the hidden gift of this. Every time you move through silence, you build something no one can give you, self-trust. You start to believe in your word again. You start to respect your own discipline. You start to realize, if I say I'll do it, even if no one notices. And that belief is what will carry you through every storm, every drought, every doubt. Because the truth is simple. Most people stop when the world goes quiet. Winners are the ones who move anyway. They move because they understand this law. Momentum is built in silence. Confidence is built in struggle. Victory is built in obscurity, long before the spotlight arrives. Grit isn't loud. It's not glamorous. It doesn't get applause or trending hashtags. But grit is the hidden force that makes winners impossible to stop. Because here's the truth. Talent will fade when it gets tired, motivation will vanish when it gets hard, but grit stays. Grit is waking up sore and still showing up. It's being exhausted, unseen, overlooked, and still moving. It's doing what must be done even when your body aches and your heart feels hollow. This is the part of the journey that breaks most people. They start strong, fueled by excitement and adrenaline. They make big plans. They chase quick results. But when the hype fades and the progress slows, they stop. Because they thought winning would feel good the whole way through. They thought it would be easy. Winners know better. They know winning is built in pain. They know momentum is built in struggle. They know greatness is built in moments where everything screams, quit, and they whisper, keep going. That's what grit is. The choice to move forward when everything inside you wants to stop. And every time you choose grit over comfort, you create a new layer of strength. It's invisible at first. You won't see it in the mirror, but you'll feel it. You'll feel it when challenges arrive and you don't flinch. You'll feel it when fear comes and you keep moving. You'll feel it when failure tries to break you and you stand taller instead. This is the transformation the world never sees. Because while they're watching for results, you're building resilience. While they wait for motivation, you've trained your discipline to carry you without it. And once you've walked through enough hard days, something powerful happens. Quitting stops feeling like an option. You stop asking, can I do this? You start saying, watch me. Because you've proven to yourself that pain can't stop you, that silence can't stop you, that doubt can't stop you. And now you're dangerous. Not because you're the fastest, not because you're the strongest, but because you are relentless. While others burn out, you endure. While others fade, you rise. While others hesitate, you move like you've already decided how this ends. That's why winners win. Not because they never feel weak, but because they don't let weakness decide their actions. They've built grit so deeply into their soul that giving up feels unnatural. And every day they move through resistance. They're writing a story that excuses will never understand. Because excuses are temporary. They collapse under pressure. But grit doesn't break. It bends. It bleeds. It keeps moving. That's the fuel of the unstoppable. That's the heartbeat of winners. And that's what you are becoming, right now, in the grind, in the silence, in the moments when no one believes, but you keep moving anyway. At first, discipline feels like a burden. Every step feels heavy. Every day feels like a fight. You push and push, wondering if it's even working. But then, quietly, something changes. You notice that the things that once broke you don't anymore. The voices of doubt grow quiet. The weight that used to crush you now rests on your shoulders like nothing. What used to feel impossible now feels normal. And that's when it hits you. You didn't just survive the hard days, they built you. You are no longer the person who needed motivation to move. You are no longer the person who stopped when it got hard. You are no longer the person who needed applause to keep going. You are becoming something else entirely. Unbreakable. This is what people will never see. They'll see the results and call it talent. They'll see your strength and call it luck. They won't see the nights you sat alone, exhausted, forcing yourself to keep going when nothing made sense. They won't see the pain you carried in silence, or the battles you fought inside your own mind. They won't see the 1,000 quiet moments when you could have stopped, but didn't. And that's what makes this transformation so powerful. Because you know the truth. You are not here because it was easy. You are here because you refused to stop. This is what separates winners from everyone else. They don't crumble when things get heavy. They don't disappear when it gets quiet. They don't run when fear arrives. They stand. They breathe. They move anyway. Because they've trained their mind to see struggle as part of the process, not proof of failure. And once you embrace that, you stop fearing hard days altogether. They don't scare you anymore. They excite you. Because you know that pressure builds strength. That pain builds power. That resistance builds resilience. You start to welcome what others run from. because you know it's shaping the version of you that no setback can destroy. And that's when winning becomes inevitable. Not quick, not easy, but inevitable. Because once you become someone who cannot be broken, the game changes. It's no longer about speed or luck or timing. It's about endurance. It's about outlasting everyone who gave up. It's about walking through fire calmly because you've walked through worse before. This is the point where the world starts to notice. They see your consistency. They see your presence. They see your results. But they still won't understand. Because they didn't see what it cost you. They didn't see how many times you stood back up when no one was watching. They didn't see how many pieces you had to glue yourself back together from. And that's fine. They don't need to. Because this strength is yours. This resilience is yours. This power is yours. You've built something excuses can't touch. You've built something doubt can't shake. You've built something fear can't break. You've built the mindset of a winner, and now nothing can stop you. Picture this. The stadium is empty. The lights are off. The world has moved on. But you're still here, breathing, standing, moving. This is what makes you different. This is what makes you dangerous. Because when everyone else stopped, you didn't. And now, all the pain, all the silence, all the lonely nights, they weren't wasted. They became your foundation. They became your advantage. They became your edge. This is what winners are made of. Not flashes of brilliance. Not lucky breaks. Not the easy days when everything goes right. Winners are made in the forgotten hours. The hours no one clapped for. The hours no one saw. The hours when stopping would have been easier, but you whispered, just one more step. That's the secret. That's the reason you're still standing when so many who started with you are gone. Because they were waiting for life to get easier. You decided to get stronger. They waited for support. You moved without it. They waited for proof. You became it. And now you've crossed a line you can never go back from. Because you've discovered something that changes everything. Your power isn't in what you feel. It's in what you do when you feel nothing. That's when winners are born. In the emptiness. In the silence. In the moments when every excuse is screaming and you choose to move anyway. You are not here because of motivation. You are not here because it was easy. You are here because you made a decision and refused to break it, no matter how hard it got. And this is only the beginning. Because from this point forward, every step you take when others stop pushes you further ahead. Every day you move through doubt cements you deeper into the foundation of success. And the world will see the results one day. They'll see the victories, the trophies, the confidence in your eyes. They'll think it happened suddenly. They'll call it luck. They'll never understand that it was built in the shadows, in the moments no one watched, because no one was left, because everyone else stopped, and you didn't. That's your power. That's your legacy. And that's your responsibility. Because now the world needs people like you. People who move without applause, who build without recognition, who push forward when the path is dark because they know the light is coming. So this is your call. Keep moving. When you're tired, keep moving. When you're doubted, keep moving. When you're alone, keep moving. Because every step you take while the world stands still is a step toward the life they said you could never have. And when you finally arrive there, when you stand on the summit of everything they said was impossible, you will know exactly why you made it. Because you kept moving when everyone else stopped.